पता लग जाएगा।
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to a webinar on filmmaking and a guidance to create your depth short film. I would like to welcome all the attendees of this session, and it's time to introduce the speaker of the day. Mr. Samir Kumar Rana is a creative professional blending a rich fine arts background with a dedicated of seasonal experience in the Indian film industry and over 7 years in academic, specialized in photography and cinematography. He excels across a spectrum of genre, includes friction and non-friction, architecture, interiors, and fashion, with role ranging from assistant cinematographer on feature film to lead cinematographer for short films, ad films, and music videos. Now, I would also welcome Ashish Kumar Sharma. He is a former journalist, worked as a reporter for PTC News, and worked as an executive producer in Z Punjabi. He has 10 years of experience in academic counseling, currently working as a senior officer and a territory head in Department of Tie-ups and Public Relations in Lovely Profession University. Now, I would like to hand over things to Mr. Samir, and it would be absolutely delight to listen to him. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon to all of you who are listening. I welcome you all to this session, a webinar on a beginner's guide to filmmaking. Create your debut film. Uh, Before I just start with this session, I would like to introduce the listener to the filmmaking process. Basically, everybody, I think, watch films. Everybody now it has become very handy nowadays. It is not like earlier times. Now you can easily watch films through OTTs, through your mobiles. So let's first understand what film is all about. What is film? Um, if I just take you to a bit of a history of film and filmmaking process, initially, filmmaking was not an art form when it started, actually. I'm talking about the year 1895, when for the first film, like by two French men, French brothers, Lumiere brothers, who, with the uh, advent of the cinematograph as a device, who started taking documentaries, which are called actualities. It was not the films like today that we watch. It did not had any structure. It did not had a story. It was just the documentation of a real event at that time. So the earliest film, like workers coming out of the factory, uh, and arrival of a train at a station, one shot, one take film. It was just the recording of the actual events which is happening there. Later, gradually, people, filmmakers, inventors, they started understanding this medium, and they started understanding the potential of this medium, which has a potential to record the reality. So they understood it like this can be a medium to tell story, to entertain people, to communicate something. Then people's like Edwin S. Potter come. Then people like George Milius came, who actually brought stories in film. Like before that, it was storytelling from different mediums like theater, play, um, through uh, through literature. So these are the people who actually understood the importance of this medium, and then they started using this medium to tell story, to communicate, to entertain. Now, film is nothing but a medium to communicate, to educate, to even interact. It is a very dynamic medium because I would say It is a mix of all the possible art forms which is available out there. It has performing arts, it has fine arts, uh, audio, visual, everything is there. So it is a very interesting medium. It is very interesting medium and very dynamic as compared to other art forms, other mediums of communication. So it is just a medium, I would say, to communicate, and it's a visual medium. So it is a very active medium. It is not passive, I would say. People believe that film is a very passive medium, but I don't consider that. I see film as a very active medium. Uh, Talking about filmmaking, and if I compare film with any other mode of communication, so take any language. Language has a particular grammar. So as a medium of communication, film is also having its own grammar, which is very important for a filmmaker or or a visual literate people to understand, or a film student to understand. Like it is you need to first understand the grammar of a film, because grammar is something which brings sense into something, which brings sense into the language also, right? So like any other language like Hindi, Urdu, English, film is also having, cinema is also having its own grammar. So I'll just brief you about what the grammar is like in film. um, Grammar in filmmaking, like you can understand it like this key. If I take a literature or a book is consist of paragraphs, and further we divide paragraphs into sentences, and the sentences into words, and then letters, right? So if I compare film with the language or literature, so I would say the film is a book, is a story, like is a literature, if I compare it. Now further, if I divide it, the film is made up of sequences. Sequences can be further divided into scenes. The scenes can be further divided into the shots. And then comes the very fundamental basic unit of a film, which is known as frames. So now let's compare this. Frame is analogous to a letter. Frame is analogous to a letter. It can be compared with the letter in literature. Then comes the shot. Shot can be compared with a sentence. Then comes the scene. Scene can be compared with a paragraph. And then, of course, the film as a book. So this is the easiest way to understand its grammar. Now, film is a very interesting medium. See, if I have to tell a story about something, I don't have to continuously record it. Because in filmmaking, there is a liberty that you can compress the time and the space. You can jump. You can jump and audience won't realize it. That is the beauty of the film. That is the beauty of the editing in the film. Suppose for an example that a protagonist or a character who is traveling from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, so you don't have to record each and every seconds of his journey. You can jump cut and compress time. So that is the beauty. Like the shots are joined in such a manner that you won't realize that you have missed anything. So that is the beauty, that for that one has to understand the shots, because shots are very important, very fundamentals in film. For a for a for an individual who wants to make a film, who wants to uh, debut in this medium as a short film maker or filmmaker, like he has to understand the shots first of all. Um, Basically, there are three types of shots. Very basically, there are only three types of shots. Number one is the long shot. You can call it a wide shot, like uh, the kind of a shot which you must have seen in movies, which establish a location, a very wide shot of a village, a very wide shot of a forest, right? So those kind of a shots, or a long shot of a full human body which covers head till toe. So that is the full shot or a long shot. Then comes the medium shot. Medium shot is a type of a shot which covers the head till the waist. It's a medium of the body. And then comes the close up. Close up means, as you can see me sitting here, this is a medium close up shot. And close up can be as close as one can come to a subject. So these are the basic three types of a shot for now. Now, then there is some extended version of this shot types, which you can, which you know as um like a extreme long shot. For an example, that you wanted to establish someone walking there on a desert or between forest to establish something from a very distant vision. There is the medium long shot, which is the shot which you can frame a person from head till the knees. That is a medium long shot. Then the medium shot, for an example, like I'm sitting here, and if I go back, this becomes almost a medium shot. This is the medium of my, full length body. Close up can be also called as a two button shot. If I bring my camera closer till this much, so this become a close up shot. Now, every shot is carrying a sort of a visual information. Every shot is carrying a different kind of a visual information. Um, for an example, like if I talk about the long shot where the full length of a body is being captured by a camera, there, what sort of information you will get? You can't, like you are getting the information of a person, how tall he is, what is his body type, where he is standing, what is his surrounding, uh, all this kind of an information you will get from a long shot, what he's wearing, all this kind of information. That's a full an overview of a character. Then when you move to a medium shot, you are taking your audience or viewer a little closer to the character. You are giving them a more intimate view of the character. It includes some part of the background information, but mostly the information that you are getting from this kind of a shot, which is a medium shot, is um, about what the character is probably you know behaving, or um, what is his thinking, what sort of emotions that he's carrying. Now comes the close-up shot or extreme close-up. There are different categories. There are different extended version of close-up shots. So in close-up shot, when you are actually taking your audience more closer to the character to understand his expression, his feeling, maybe you can go as close as you can. Probably a shot of only the eye, only the ear, maybe the close-up of a wedding ring a character is wearing, a close-up of that. So all this type of a shot carries some sort of visual information. So these are the basic visual grammar that one needs to understand, because all together we actually make a film. When we join all this information together, we make a, a whole story, like a narrative. We use them to tell a story, to tell, to pass on the information to the viewer. So that is the basic grammar of filmmaking. That is the very basic grammar of a film. Um, Now let's understand the the process in film making. How does a film being produced or a film is made? Um, Film is a very, it's not a very short process. It is not a short process. It starts right from the ideation of of a concept, and then to the execution, to the final outcome. So there are different levels that comes between. Now all these levels, if I have to divide it into three phases, so um, those are the the development phase, which is also known as the pre-production phase, production phase, and the post-production phase. I'm talking about the production of a film here. So production, pre-production, and post-production. So these are the three phases. Now let's understand what uh, happens. What do you do in the pre-production? Pre-production is a phase where a filmmaker develops an idea, an idea of a film, which is basically a development phase, but it is the pre-production phase, right? So where, like for an example, you have got an idea, you have a genre clear in your mind that okay, you wanted to address this issue through your film. So you have an idea. Now you will look for a story, maybe you already have a story, or you will look for a story. You will develop that idea into a story. So where those all inspirations come from, where that stories come from, it is actually from your observations, from your surrounding. Everything comes from, the stories are out there, like stories are everywhere around you. You need to have uh, the eye to see those stories, to capture those stories. Stories are there in the news that you watch every day or hear every day. Stories can be found from the persons who are interacting with each other, listening and observing. Stories can be adapted from the books and the literature also. The stories can be something which can be from your own experience. So stories are everywhere. You just need to develop an eye to find that story that you wanted to tell to your viewers. Once you find that story, as a beginner, you must think about that, whether what is the purpose of the story? Whom you wanted to tell that story? Why do you wanted to tell the story? Do you have any purpose, or are you just telling it, right? Because there are different kinds of filmmaker. There are filmmakers who just entertain. There are filmmakers whose stories have a power to move somebody's thought. Uh, there are stories who challenge the societal norms. There are different types of stories there. So you have to think that what kind of story you want to tell, and then find that story. Resources, I have told you already that these are the resources from where you can get the stories, from your own observations, from the news, from the current affairs, there, from a real life, from your own experience, or even from the literature. If you wanted to adapt one, and you wanted to convert that literature work into a film, you'll find it, right? So once you get the story, you need to develop that story into a screenplay. Screenplay is basically a form of a script. A form of a script, I would say this is a kind of a blueprint which says, which shows that how your story is going to be, how your story is going to proceed on screen, what your audience are going to see on screen. That is the screenplay is all about. It's a kind of a guide for the for your unit, for your crew, for a filmmaker, which includes um, characters, their dialogues, which includes the settings, which includes the description, which includes the actions, even transitions. It is like a textual form of a film on paper. And there is a specific, there is a complete specific structure of creating a screenplay. Well, that structure I'm not going to discuss it here because it will again need a separate session. So that structure is, if you follow that structure, if you follow the screenplay structure, if you have drafted your screenplay in such a manner, in a right manner, then it will be one, if you have drafted, then then one page will be equivalent to 1 minute of your screen. In that manner, you have to draft it. And you can find it. You can find all this kind of a screenplay of the popular films, like many films. You just have to Google it, and you'll find the screenplay of all the films available there. And you can check out the screenplay of Three Idiots, the screenplay of Dangal, Patal Lok. You can easily get the screenplay if you'll just Google it, and you'll get to know that whatever elements that I'm saying, you will find all those elements on that screen, right? So that is one of the key things that one needs to first develop in order to um, make a film. Um, once the screenplay is ready, once the screenplay is ready, then in pre-production, you need to find the characters who are going to play the protagonist or antagonist or the other characters in the film. For that, the casting, you need to cast the actors, uh, the actress, or any character. And you can hold a casting session. You can uh, hold uh, call, put a message in the groups in Facebook, like whosoever are interested into this, maybe you can check, you can screen them, like whether they are fit for the role or not. As a debut filmmaker, I think you can even cast your relatives just to start with. Your relatives, your friends, right? If you think that they understand a bit of acting, right? As a debut filmmaker, you can cast them to start, just to understand things, right? You read a you need a crew, a small crew. I'm not talking about the crew like a big budget film. A small crew, at least you must have a cameraman, camera person who understand the visual grammar, who understand the camera electronics, and who knows how to operate the camera, right? You need a person who can take care of your production, your budgeting, right? And you need someone maybe who can edit your film, or you yourself can edit that film, because a good editor, a good director should be a good editor as well. So, and there are many, like free applications which are available over internet, which you can use to edit your film, once the it is shot. So you need to first identify all those this crew member when you are in pre phase. You need to make a film. You need to make a team to shoot that film. So these are the basic these are the basic things that you need to have in production. You need, if you are having a location, if your script is demanding for a location which is outside, then maybe you can visit and go for a location hunt, location recce, in the filmmaking language that we call. You can go and check out which location is most suitable for your script and the setup of your film. And then you can move to the production phase. Production phase is basically where the principal photography takes place. Principal photography takes place means it is the shooting part, it is the execution part, right? So where you will have your cameraman, your actors, the locations, and then you're going to shoot the film the way it is being planned in your screenplay. So obviously it is not going to be in one day. It will going to take some times. So you have already planned that in your pre-production phase, when you are going for a location hunt, in planning phase, that how many days that you're going to you need in this location, and uh, with your crew you are shooting that film, right? So production phase is where the principal photography takes place. Now, one advice that I wanted to give to the young filmmakers, those who just wanted to start into filmmaking, is that you don't have to have a very fancy gadgets in order to make a film. No, not at all. You have a very basic, gadget device, which is a cell phone, which is available. I think which everybody has it. Even you can even make a film with a cell phone. There are number of film which are available in Netflix, which is shot in cell phones, this kind of a cell phone. So it doesn't matter that you have to have a very fancy or an expensive gadgets to make a film. No, you just, if you are just having a phone, a cell phone, even then you can make a film. There are applications like Filmic Pro which is available, and other applications of you can also explore in your in over internet. And maximum of those applications are free. So Filmic Pro is one of the application with which many professional filmmakers, even they have made a film through cell phone. So Filmic Pro is one of the application that you can use to make a film, because camera is just a camera. It doesn't matter that how big it is. It matters in the commercial industry, but not as a filmmaker who is just starting into filmmaking, who's just trying into filmmaking. So you can use your mobile phones to shoot your film, and you can even, if you don't have even a laptop, you can even edit that film in your own cell phone. Okay, so there are many applications available there, uh, where you can just edit the film. So you don't have to worry that we don't have a gadget or a very fancy equipment and we can't make a film. You can make a film. For an example that I've told you, that there are films available on net on platforms like Netflix, which is shot by a cell phone, right? Even the directors like Zack Snyder, who made films like 300, he has also made short films through mobile phones. So if he can, I think you can also use this application, use this gadget. Um, okay, coming back to the process. So the third process, the third phase of production is the post production, which includes the editing part. Basically, joining all the bits and pieces to all together. Because film is something which we actually watch in bits and pieces, but we don't realize that we are watching it in bits and pieces because shots are joined together. So that is the beauty of this medium. Now, here comes the role of an editor. It depends upon how he joins all the footages, all the shots together, that it creates a sense of continuity. So continuity is something very important in order to make a flow in filmmaking, a logical flow, that you don't observe any sort of a visual jerk, after which you realize that okay, you are watching a film. This is just a film. So to avoid that, you need to understand the visual grammar that I have just spoken. So you have to join the shots in such a manner, in such a continuity, that it creates a sense of a, a continuous event which is taking place. Although we are compressing time in film, you're telling a story of 10 days in 30 seconds, sorry, 30 minutes, right? So that is possible, but it depends upon how, how you're following the continuity while editing the shots all together, right? Shots like the short sizes that I've spoken about, like your film must be having uh, a wide shot, then a medium shot, then a close-up shot. So it has to go in a very smooth manner, that the viewer who is watching your film should perceive it like a continuous event, right? So there are many rules. There are many rules. Basically, those are not rules, but those are the guides, I would say, in filmmaking. That if you follow those kind of a guides, like 180-degree rules and other things, then you will avoid breaking the continuity, right? So editing comes in the final, the post production part. um, Sound design. Sound plays a very important role, uh, because it elevates the emotions. So in professional filmmaking, a specific sound designer is the one who actually creates the sound pieces needs, as per the needs of each of the scenes. So you, as a debut filmmaker, you can find the sounds over internet, which is copyright free, right? Easily you can, it is available over internet, over YouTube. So you just have to select the sound which is going well with the emotions, with the need of the scene, and you can place it to just to elevate the emotional experience of the viewer. So sound dubbing, if you dubbing is something which I would not suggest that you must record the audio while shooting, because this is just your first steps into filmmaking. So you must record the audio through your phone. I think the audio recording system in our phones nowadays are pretty good. So you can record the audios. Uh, and you can treat them in the applications which are available, which edits the footage and the sounds over your phone. Okay, so so three steps, like three phases, I think I have cleared, like the pre-production, production, and post-production. And as a debut filmmaker, as a new filmmaker who is just starting it, I think you must first just concentrate on finding a very good short, a very short story, which has a which has a very crisp beginning, mid, and end. Because every story, no matter how big it is, no matter how short it is, they must have these three elements. The key elements of a very compelling story, which must have a proper beginning, right? In beginning, you have to introduce everything, right? You have to introduce the characters to your viewers. The medium, the middle part will, maybe you will introduce your characters to some sort of a conflict, some sort of a problem, some sort of a hurdle in their life, in the film. And then at the end, how it gets resolved, or maybe unresolved also. So basically, these are the three things every story has: a proper beginning, exposition, a middle, and the end. Right. Um, while writing script, characters are something which are very important. Or it can be, your short film can have only one single character also. It can have one single character also, and you can, that character itself alone can take your story forward. There are many examples. There are many examples available. So you just have to define your character. You just have to first introduce your character, right? And then you can you can bring a conflict in his life, and then how that character deals with that conflict and resolve it. That is the end part of the film. Any film. Uh, so these are the basic tips. These are the basic tip that uh, while scripting, that I I think that everybody, every writer should keep in their mind. So that is it. I think, I hope that uh, you've got to learn a lot, or a bit, about how you can start as a debut filmmaker. Um, with this, I think I would like to hold myself here and would like to get back.
So, thank you for sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us today. So, now I will request Mr. Ashish to be on screen. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much, Simrat. Thank you so much, Sameer sir, for this wonderful and organic guidelines to the newcomers in the filmmaking. So, without taking much of the time, I would like to start. Let me share the screen.
It's visible, sir.
Is it visible?
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Right, right. So, for every student, uh, first of all, important aspects to take admission in any university would be the authenticity and the accreditations. So let us start with the accreditations. I would like to start with the glory of lovely professional university we have achieved recently. Now we are a NAC A++ university, and we are the highest scorer in first cycle of accreditation among all the government and private universities of India, with 3.68 score on 4-point scale. A few more accreditations are there for MBA, for management courses. It is ACBSP for ICAR for agriculture programs, and NCTE for education programs. And of course, we are the UGC approved university. A few more approvals are there: Pharmacy Council of India, Council of Architecture, Institute of Town Planners, Bar Council of India, the Indian Association of Physiotherapists, and we are a proud member of Association of Indian Universities and International Association of Universities, which is adding a glory to the university's accolades every year. When it comes to the ranking, we are at the number 2 spot, number 2 spot in world's universities with real impact. In Atal ranking of institutions of innovation achievements, we are at the 3rd spot. Now here comes the thing which we need to flaunt very proudly. 12 students out of the 13, they have created the history in Tokyo Olympics. Neeraj Chopra, Bajrang Punia, former captain of Indian hockey team Manpreet Singh. They all have brought medals for us in Tokyo Olympics. In Maka sports, we are the first runner-up. Again, Neeraj Chopra won the medal over there. 19th Asian Games. Now, it was the year 2018 when we have hosted 106th Indian Science Congress. It was a big proud moment for us because Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, he has opened the event. So this such type of exposure our students are getting. His Holiness Dalai Lama, he was here to brighten up the future of our students. He gave degrees in one of the convocations. President of 2 countries, Shri Pranab Mukherjee and Shri Hamid Karzai, they shared a single frame altogether with our Chancellor, Dr. Ashok Mittal, currently a member of Parliament as well. Late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, he was here on the campus. He was here on the campus for LPU Startup School. Former Vice President of India, Shri Venkaiah Naidu ji, he attended one of the convocations of our university. Gohar Gopal Das. So we have got such intellects to interact with the students to guide them for their future. Of course, real life heroes are also there, but not just to dance, but to share their experiences to uplift the career and uplift the brightened future. Top-notch music director Prabhudeva, Ranbir Kapoor, Akshay Kumar, and we have on the list Guinness World Record of most number of people played Bhangra on a single venue. So this is the infrastructure of our university. Courses like film and TV production needs locations to shoot your film, as Sameer sir has already given you a brief of it. So we are a 600-acre campus where you can find many locations to shoot your short films, to shoot your documentaries and all. So this is the heart of the center, I must say, center of the university, and of course, heart of our university, a shopping mall. Let's go inside the shopping mall. This is the inside view of our shopping mall, where you can have a store where you can meet all your needs inside the campus only. A wonderful gymnasium, even a bowling alley. We have a 25-bedded hospital as well inside the university campus with 2 ambulances available round the clock. Even we have a dentistry chair. So this is a view of outdoor complex where we are taking care of energy generation also with the help of solar panels over it. We are a lush green campus, and we have been awarded with the most cleanest campus in India. This is the night view of lovely professional university. And you name a court, we have it in our university campus, whether it is badminton court, shooting ranges, basketball courts, even a squash court is there. So this is the aerial view of our indoor sports complex. Now comes to the practical exposure and the infrastructure we do have in School of Film and TV Production. So we are focusing more and more on practical projects, excellent industry standard studios. We have industry rich exposure faculty. We are into this practice of regular interactions with the industry expert. Even university is funding outstanding student projects, and they are of course winning laurels at the national and international festivals. Audio video studio with production control room, PCR. iMac labs for video editing, which is very useful at the post-production part. Tracks, trolleys, lights, DSLRs, high-end camcorders, Jimmy Jib. We have inside library for the School of Film and TV Production, where you will get a repository for Word Cinema Classics. And prominent recruiters are Ashtak, Chopal, Pinkwilla, Eros, Colors, T-Series, Disney Hotstar. Now let's go live. You just need to land upon our website, that is lpu.in. When you go to admissions after 12th, you can find the programs. Film and TV Production. BSc Film and TV Production is of 3 years, 6 semesters. B Design Film and TV Production is of 4 years, 8 semesters. Where the eligibility is pass with 50% aggregate marks in 12th, and English must be studied. And subject to qualifying LPU NEST examination, which is our own entrance exam. And if you are qualifying CUET, UC, NIT, and NIFT or NIFT, then you must be exempted with the LP NEST examination. And one more dynamic feature of this program is study grant. Suppose if you are qualifying UC examination and you are able to get admission in any of the NIFT or NID institutes or NIFT institute, and in the bargain you are also qualifying our LPNS examination and fulfilling the conditions, and you are on the contrary producing us your admission in NID or NIFT. So we will respect your academic excellence and will provide you 1 lakh rupees study grant one time. fee structure is 1,20,000 rupees per semester, but it depends upon your academic excellence. We provide very handsome scholarship on the bright percentage in 12th standard, and even in the national level exams like UC and NITDAT and NIFT rankings also. And we are also providing scholarships on the merit of LPUNIST. So you can have a scholarship of up to 30%. So you can bring down your fee as per your academic excellence. Online registrations are already going on. It has started on 21st of February. Last date of application of LP Nest is 25th of March, and the entrance test would be from 26th of March to 10th of April. You can have online proctor exams only in the LP Nest design. Result of examination will be on 15th of April, and online counseling will be will take place 15th April onwards. Date of admission would be 19th April to 25th of April. So it is all from my side. If you have any questions, please you can ask.
Thank you so much, Ashish sir, for your guidance on admissions. And now I would, okay. We have few questions from a student. As I can see, our first question is from Tejas. It's from Mr. Samir Kumar. Can you share some budget-friendly tips for improving the production value of the short film?
Uh, yes. See, for a short film, I think there are many ways to raise a budget or a funding. There are the ways that the students or film enthusiast who was just starting into the film, they can even go for the crowdfunding. They can even go for the crowdfunding where they can collect the fund from their classmates, their friends, their schoolmates, their family, and then they can start with the film. Because as a beginner, mm, no big production company or any production company is going to, spend the funds for a new film come up. So it is always to start with a crowdfunding from your own relatives and the friends in your circle. So that is the best way to start with.
Okay, our second question is from Money. How can social media platform be utilized to gain explore or short film?
Uh, there are many platforms, especially in YouTube's like Pocket Films, and there are some brands in YouTube with the name of Large Short Films by Roll Stack. They, if you have made a good film, a good short film, so they, if you just have to apply it from their website, and they're going to, distribute it that content, that film in their own channel. So that is the way you can, use this kind of platform. Plus, you can even make your own YouTube channel also, because nowadays the social media is getting very, very, very strong. So it is easy to launch your films and send invites to the viewers. What is the viewers? Even you can send, take participant in the various international and national film festival, where you get viewers and screen for your film. Yes.
Uh, we have one more question. What are some key factor techniques for affecting dubbing short film, or how can they enhance the storytelling experience for the viewers?
Um, for dubbing is a process, I would say, that which needs a studio, which need a proper sound studio, which of course the film department in LPU has it. Uh, the thing is why dubbing happens. Dubbing happens because there are other external factors during shooting which affects the sync sound process when you are shooting the film. Maybe the external sound from outside a vehicle, or so to get rid of all those things actually took place in post production later in the studio, so that you have a clear audio experience and the dialogues experience clear. So it's separate from the execution, the shooting part, the principal photography part. But there are films which I think as a newcomer, if the students are just starting into a film, so I would suggest that they should go for a sync sound recording, because dubbing is a bit expensive thing for them right now.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, our question is for Mr. Ashish Kumar, sir. So, how the placements done are in LPU, and what is the process of the placements?
Well, that is a wonderful question. Actually, I have already shown you that we have prominent recruiters on our campus, and we are providing extraordinary exposure to our students, which make them very efficient to make them capable once they are getting passed out from the university. So, for that particular reason, I need to share my screen once again, if you allow me. Shall I, Simrat?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay, just give me a moment. All right. Is my screen visible to you?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So you can have a look over here. We have got the international cinematographer, Mr. Rimvidas Lipes. He had conducted a workshop on cinematography on our School of Film and TV Production. Then we had Dr. Audrey Astonis. He is also an international documentary filmmaker, right? So he had conducted a workshop on documentary filmmaking. So Mahesh Ane, a national award-winning cinematographer, he had conducted a workshop on cinematography and lighting, right? So again, Agle, she is an international film director and screenwriter. She has conducted a workshop on screenplay writing. Mr. Guruvinder Singh. He is a renowned uh, film director and filmmaker. He has shot numerous Punjabi movies, even he hands on the Bollywood movies as well. So Shubham Gandhi, he had conducted workshop on costume design. So you can have a look. Filmmaker Mahesh Bhatt, Indian filmmaker. So person of such such status, they are coming to the university campus and sharing their experiences and providing hands-on practice to our students. So we are trying our students to make them well efficient once they are qualifying, once they are getting their degree from our university. They are not only getting a degree, they are having a practical exposure, and they are well versed with the industry itself. So they are, even a few of them are already working while they are, they are studying into the university. So they are already earning. They are not looking for the jobs. They are not looking for the projects after qualifying the degree. They are already working, right? So I would like to ask Samir sir to add something on it.
Yes, if I just share the previous semester, our students altogether were able to generate a revenue from their own freelancing project of around 9 lakh rupee. The maximum one student only in previous semester he has generated 3 lakh from his freelancing projects. So we are training our students in such a manner that they should be earning while learning here. Because industry, if I talk about film industry, it has a very different format. It works on a project based. It is not something where you know someone will placed forever for a project. For an example, like you have shared Mr. Mahesh Bhatt. Mr. Mahesh Bhatt is a freelancer in its own. Sanjay Leela Bhansali is a freelancer, right? So Karan Johar, he is also like also having his own company where he actually take freelancer for a different projects. So it is not like a job kind of a thing. Rather, we actually there are placement, there are jobs also. We have a highest placement uh, got till 35 lakhs per annum. So there are placement also, but we motivate our students to get into freelancing because from there they earns and learns a lot.
So, as I can see, we have one more question, and it's what is the basically difference between a BSc film TV production and B design film TV production?
Well, is this a question from me or from Sameer, sir?
Anyone can answer.
Right, Sameer, sir.
Ji. Okay. So BSc, as Ashish sir have already shared, that BSc film and television is of a 3 years, 3 years, which has 6 semesters. And B design is of a 4 year course, which has an 8 semester. So the difference is basically till 6 semester, B design and BSc students, they study all together thing. It is the last year which makes a difference because in B design final year, we provide an specialization into three different things like it's the specialization in cinematography. If a student is more inclined towards cinematography, or he can, if he is more interested into direction, then uh, he will opt for the direction course or an editing. So we are basically providing three specialization in the 7th and 8th semester because in industry it is like industry does not need a jack of all trades, they need master of one. So we in B design we make that master by providing this specialization in these three domains. So that is the difference in BSc and B design for me.
I think it was a wonderful session with Sameer sir and Ashish sir. So, our experts, your ear of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way produced one of the most wonderful afternoon for all the attendees. On the behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I would like to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar to be valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided in this webinar to take a better decision regarding their admissions. I'm obliged once again thankful to Mr. Sameer and Mr. Ashish for strengthening this platform. Sign off for the day. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much.
much. All the very best, guys.
Thank you.